So that's why it was so expensive. What are you doing here? Oh my god. So I know that my other co-livers right now, they're not super happy with that policy, and sometimes doing other activities together. Hello internet, this is Irina, the Siberian who's gone international, and today I'm gonna tell about my experience living in a co-living in Barcelona. I really think that co-living is an amazing idea, and I hope that this style of living will be more and more popular in the 21st century. So in case you don't know what it is, well, basically it's like dorms but way more comfortable and for a bit older people, and often these people are digital nomads or just people who just moved into the city, but not necessarily. The idea is that you're not just random people who happen to live in one apartment together or in the same building together. The idea is that you form a community. So you kinda like a family. Okay, family maybe is a bit strong word for that, but depends. Maybe you will get super lucky and you will be living with like really like-minded people that you will actually feel like they're your family. But in general, it's just people who are kind of similar to you, not necessarily again, but who come to this place to form a community. And a community is exactly what I wanted when I was going to a new city where I knew pretty much nobody. And yeah, I could have just looked for a room and end up living with 2 random people or 3 or I don't know. But I knew that there are such things as co-livings nowadays, and I want to try for a long time, and thanks to Google I found the one that I ended up moving to. The application process was actually surprisingly heavy. I mean, not heavy, but I had like a real face-to-face interview via Skype, but still. And they asked me to fill out the questionnaire. They introduced me beforehand to everyone else living in that co-living. And I was really hoping that they will accept me, because even though there are several co-livings in Barcelona, because it's a city, you know, attractive to all the people from all over the world, so the variety is rather big, but I had a dog with me, and I think this was the only co-living which was accepting dogs. But the interview went fine. My future housemates have accepted the dog, and they confirmed that I can come. As I told you earlier, I didn't really have much of a choice, so that's why I went to exactly this co-living, but I ended up really happy with my choice. I haven't been to other co-livings, but I've seen the pictures, and I think the one I ended up living at was one of the like upper scale ones, because I mean, I haven't been to them again, but from the pictures I think I saw that they're a bit simpler than the one that I was staying in. So yeah, our co-living was really nice, but that came with a price. I was paying like 750 per room plus 50 euros extra for the dog, and I was sharing an apartment with 2 more guys, and I was sharing a bathroom with one of them. The other guy had his private bathroom, so he was paying a bit more, I guess. But our apartment was just like one apartment out of a few which formed the co-living. In total we had like 6 apartments, I think. Some of them were even single apartments, where you can live alone or as a couple, but most of them were shared between 2 or 3 people. We had a cleaning once a week, and the cleaner also would change our bed sheets, and we had a co-working space. So one of the apartments was empty. I mean, nobody was permanently living in it, but the first floor of the apartment was used for social gatherings. We also had a barbecue area outside, and on the second floor there was like a co-working area with desks and a few screens, so there you could also work. And on top of that, that co-living is located right next to Sagrada Familia, which is probably the main attraction of Barcelona, so the location was really amazing as well. It's kind of far away from the beach. I mean, you can still walk there. The walk takes maybe 20-25 minutes, or you could go by metro. It's gonna probably take the same amount of time, but even though the beach is kind of far away, the neighborhood is safer than the most touristic ones which are close to the beach. So that's why it was so expensive. I mean, you know, it was a room for 750 a month in Barcelona. I think you almost can rent a private apartment, I mean without sharing it with anyone, but this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to have a community in a city where I don't know anyone. So that's why I was ready to pay that much, and let me show you how it looks from the inside. So this is my room. The bed is the perfect size. Since I started sleeping on double beds, I don't really like single beds anymore, so it's awesome. And well, there's quite a tiny wardrobe to store the clothes, but I guess it's enough for 2 months. And my huge suitcase doesn't fit anywhere, so I just put it next to the wall. Though I have a balcony. I think I'm the only place in this whole co-living who has a balcony. I think I have the only room which has a balcony. I mean, the view is not amazing, it's just walls, but at least I have a room to store ice cage there, because in the room it was taking a lot of space. So now I'm exiting my room, and this is the room where another guy lives. He has a private bathroom, so that bathroom is only for him. And this is the living room. It's pretty cool. And here we can work, but also on the first floor we have a room dedicated for co-working. So there they have proper office chairs and spaces for people to come with their laptops. And this is just like the table for us to eat, but I often prefer to work here because I have a dog and it's a lot of hassle to carry her downstairs with all her stuff, and she feels lonely if I just leave her alone in the apartment. This is the kitchen. As you can see, it's pretty big, but I mean the fridge is tiny, so this is the only downside of this apartment, because like with 3 people we were supposed to share one tiny fridge, which is like hidden behind one of these doors. But the cool thing that we have a balcony. My previous apartment didn't have one, and my flatmate already told me that he has breakfast here every morning. That's cool. I think I'm gonna do the same. And well, and that's it. This is already the exit door. Here another guy lives, and this is the bathroom, like pretty basic. What are you doing here? Oh my god, like I'm doing a tour and you're smelling the toilet. I said, you're embarrassing me. Sorry. So this is like the shower. It's pretty basic, but it's fine. I'm pleasantly surprised. I thought it was gonna be much worse. And I took this place mostly because they were allowing dogs. So it's not like I could be very picky, but I'm like super happy with my choice. I think I'm gonna stay for as long as I am in Barcelona. Okay, somebody's hinting that it's time for a walk, so we're gonna do that. So pretty cute, right? Also, we had all the services next to us, all the fast food chains you can imagine. So it was really difficult not to gain any extra kilos while there. And unfortunately, I forgot to film the co-working area and the area for social gatherings, but trust me, it was really nice as well. They looked pretty much like the apartment that I've just shown you. What comes to people living there, it was mostly young adults who have either just moved to the city or who are traveling and working remotely, and I think it's pretty common type of people that you can find in co-livings. And I kind of found what I was looking for. Once a week we were trying to have this dinner all together. I mean, in the summer it wasn't working as great as during the spring or autumn, because in the summer everyone was pretty busy, but still we did have a couple of dinners or parties just within the co-living, just with the people that I was living with. Also, once a week we were arranging volleyball games on the beach and sometimes doing other activities together. The age range of my co-livers was, well, starting from early 20s to 40s. What comes to downsides? Well, there were a few. Well, first of all, as I told you, I had a dog with me. And at first it was going fine, but she's a pretty young dog, so sometimes she does things that I don't approve. And while I was working from home, everything was fine. But during my vacation month, I took this intensive Spanish course, so every day I was gone for like 5 or 6 hours, and I guess she was bored, so she made a couple of holes in the carpet, and then she ate this stool. I mean, the leg of the stool. And of course I was ready to pay for the damage that she has caused, but they charged me way more than I was expecting. I mean, okay, for the carpet they charged me 270 euros, which I can accept. I mean, yeah, the carpet was pretty good, but guess how much they charged me for this tiny stool? I'll wait. Guess. So it was 280 euros. I mean, come on. This stool cannot cost 280 euros, or even if it does, like, why would you buy a stool for 280 euros for the apartment which is rented out on a permanent basis? Why? So this left a weird aftertaste. And also I know that they keep increasing prices. They tend to add 50 euros to the rent once in a while, I mean, like more often than once a year. And I guess it's because the tourism is picking up now and they have more tourists willing to come, and probably renting this place out on a daily basis is more profitable than renting it like permanently for people who spend like a few months there. So I know that my other co-livers right now, they're not super happy with that policy. But I mean, that's how market works, and it's a really popular location and it's a nice new building. So once they even spotted a guy from the series Money Heist or La Casa de Papel, you know, the guy who was playing Denver. So he was staying in that building as well. I mean, because that building has like 5 or 6 floors, and most of the apartments I think belong to the co-living, but there are fewer apartments which are rented super short term, like for a few nights, so I guess he was staying there. So about this particular co-living, I don't know how long it's gonna last. I hope for a long time anyway, because it's, after all, it is a really nice co-living, and maybe I will even consider to go back. But in general, I think the idea of co-livings is amazing. I mean, I have lived both on my own and I have lived with housemates, and now I've lived also in the co-livings, and I guess like if you're new to the city, or if you're just staying in the city for just a few months, I think it's so much nicer to live in a co-living where you have the community right away, where you have comfortable conditions, and I don't know, I just really like this approach. So as I told in my recent video how to make friends when you're an adult, I'm even considering trying out other co-livings in other cities. For example, now I'm in St. Petersburg and now I'm renting the studio here. But I know that there's other co-living which exists, so maybe I should go there for a few days just to see how it is arranged here. And I know that in Helsinki they also opened a few co-livings now. Really curious to see what it's like there. I heard that there you don't share apartments with other people, you just kind of have like a hotel room, but you again have the community, you have the common area where you hang out, where you have like-minded people like you. So that sounds amazing as well. Let me know what do you think. Let me know if you've tried living in co-livings somewhere else. I know that proper digital nomads who change their location like every 2-3 months, they really often stay in those, and often co-livings are located in, you know, really nice areas like Tenerife or Mexico. You know, like with areas with the beach where you can chill and work, and then they provide you the conditions for comfortable working and make it easy for you to make some friends while you're there. So that sounds amazing. That sounds like something I would really like to try. And if you have, please share your experience. Or if you haven't, let me know if this lifestyle sounds attractive to you, if you would like to try something like that. I don't know, I'm a really extroverted person, so maybe that's why it's more fun for me to live like that than totally on your own. Anyway, this is it for today. If you have some additional questions about my experience, let me know in the comments, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!